Hey, what's good, everybody, man? This is your boy, AK Harrison, from whoisakharrison.com. Hey, it's my birthday. Hey, man, it's my birthday. I am on the road. I am in a hotel, as you can see. Got a little action coming through later on. A little action coming through later on. Yes, indeed, man. Little something, man. Shout out to everybody that got a little something coming through a little later on, man. Um, look, hold on. Where's my thumbnail? Sheesh, I gotta have my thumbnail up, man. Go ahead and put my thumbnail back up there. All right. Hey, as you can see, this handsome fella in this white t-shirt right here, this is Coach Greg Adam. I think he goes by the notorious CGA. Nostradamus himself. If you know anything about Coach Greg Adams, he is a content creator. He is a coach for men, not necessarily a red pill or blue pill or black pill. What he coaches and what he teaches, his philosophy is the free agent lifestyle. You don't necessarily belong to, one side or the other. You actually are you're an individual. You are a free agent. You can go as you please. And his rule is to pay for play. Let me put that back up there, man. Pay for play, right? And let's go and get that back up there, man. His philosophy is to pay for play, right? Now, I've been watching a few of his videos. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not necessarily subscribed to his channel, but I am familiar with his content. Let's say over the last 2 or 3 years, maybe. And I found that Coach Greg Adams, he is he was married. He's now divorced. Okay, and he is around my age, maybe a little bit older. And he teaches a very clean philosophy with how men and women should interact moving forward. Like there was this fairy tale of how men and women once interacted, right? Marriage and love and hope and believing in fairy tales and everything's good. Okay? But he trimmed the fat, went real lean, and said, you know what? Love is not on the table anymore. All of these relationships between men and women, they are transactional. And as a matter of fact, they have always been transactional, masquerading in love, covered in the smoke of love. Okay? Now, the older that I get, I'm like, you know what? That sounds just about right, okay? Because look, we all want something, right? I give you something, you give me something, we both satisfied, boom. Now, if I give you something, you give me something, and you're not necessarily satisfied, then I might have to put out a little bit more. I think that comes in to play where money comes into the play. Okay. Enters the Zion Williamson conversation, right? He's been in this relationship with a porn star. Okay, he's been in a relationship with a porn star. Okay, and I find it interesting that he's in a relationship. He found himself in a relationship with a porn star while he was in college. Okay, a freshman in college. Let's go ahead and put some add some context to it. He was a freshman in college, straight out of high school, and here is this grown woman who was already in the sex industry, and she had her eyes on a budding superstar, which was a child. But let's 18, 19 years old. She's already an adult. She's hanging out at the college campuses and she's humping on a freshman at the university. All right, that's just what it is, okay? But she see that this man child, because hey, he's 19, he's on his way to the NBA, because hey, he's all over ESPN, FS1. His face is everywhere. He's gonna be either the number one or number two pick in the NBA draft. And this porn star got her eye on him. And she's been humping on him his freshman year. I keep saying it because it's crazy, because this is an adult having sex with a kid, and we're like overlooking that, man. I can't believe we're overlooking that. Here's a woman who's in the sex industry, and she's having sex with this freshman in college. And I gotta keep saying that. But since he's 6'7", 270 pounds, I guess it's okay, right? And she's only, 5'5", 100 and I don't know, 75 pounds. I guess it's okay, right? And she's a woman. But she is having sex. She's humping on this college freshman. That's what she's doing. Okay. And there's a conversation now that's going on about, okay, was it, SA? That would be an assault, right? There were some physical harm going on to her, right? And now she wants a big payday, somewhere between $30 and $50 million, to make it go away. Okay. And Coach Greg Adams, he has a philosophy that, you know what? Because let me see, I believe Zion was already in the NIL era. I believe he was getting NIL money, I believe. So he could have paid this woman off, right? He could have, and maybe he should have, okay? But I was watching It Is What It Is this morning with Cam, Mace, and Stat. Mace wasn't there, but the young lady that fills in from time to time, she was there, and she says something phenomenal. She says something that has already been percolating in these male spaces, okay? She said something that was so... It's just as American as American pop, right? It's the oldest profession. Men and women have been doing it since the age, since the Stone Age, okay? And she said at this point, men should just pay to play, okay? Like, whoa. Men should just Go ahead and pay for it. Get it on out the way. Write it down. Make sure you go ahead and write out a contract for it. Okay. And when it's all said and done, you have documentation that, yo, we paid for this experience. But I'm gonna let her tell it. I'm gonna let her tell it. I'm gonna come back with Coach Greg Adams. We might even watch the full clip where Cameron even gave his take on it. But man, Coach Greg Adams, I believe that you are undefeated, sir. I believe that your macking is definitely undefeated. So we're gonna go ahead and pull up this video right quick, man. Because, man, when I first witnessed it, I was like, you know what? Ain't no way. But it is a way. It is a way. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get my camera on up there. And how is everybody up, by the way, too? There we go. Where we at with it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, so this is Zion. This is actually, it is what it is. This is Trish. I think she got that New York accent. She could be from New York, but she's definitely a seasoned vet. She know what she's talking about. We're gonna check her out, see what she has to say about this thing, man. She's gonna put some stuff in perspective. Let me go ahead so y'all can see me. There she go. All right, let's go and rock out.
Does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex and like sign some stuff until you can get to a point where you wife somebody up or have your stable full of lovelies, where you can trust.
Hold on. Let's run that back, man.
Not agree. Like you should just pay for sex and like sign some stuff until you can get to a point where you wife somebody up or have your stable full of lovelies,
Hey, you know what? She's going off of what Cam said earlier. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play all of that, but I want to go ahead and give Coach Greg Adams his flowers, man. Let me go ahead and, hey man, when you're undefeated, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta celebrate good philosophy. Whenever good philosophy just keeps circling round, you know what I mean? Like I heard a preacher say years ago, good meat makes his own gravy, man. You put it in the pan, slow cook it, I promise you, man, it's gonna go ahead and do what it's supposed to do. All you gotta do is just season it right, man. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Let's go ahead and watch this thing from the top again.
Does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex and like sign some stuff until you can get to a point where you wife somebody up or have your stable full of lovelies, where you can trust people slowly and put them into your little crew. But like there's no. Does not agree. Like you should just.
Now, Coach Greg Adams, I'm gonna go ahead and tag you in this video, so you can go ahead and get your credit for it, because this is right up your alley, my guy. Let's go ahead and watch this full video right quick. Let me see. Boom.
Niggas at the Super Bowl killing them.
That was crazy.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. These bitches on a mission out here, my nigga. I got my little circle, my hoes. Sorry, my little lovelies. And
Goodbye.
And here's the thing. Let me go ahead. What he's saying is he has a circle of women, right? Like his he has a community of women, circle of women, circle of friends who that's who he is involved with, and he doesn't go outside of that.
and we got a community and we good. I'm at the point where I just keep a good rotation and I'm cool on meeting new joints.
And let me tell you too, right? I've gotten to an age to where I'm good too. I don't necessarily go out to find new cooch, man. Like I'm good where I'm at. Right? Like I'm not shooting my shot too much, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it is what it is. Like if you ain't been around in the last 10 years, like I'm good on you. 5 years, I'm good on you, man. You know, like seriously. If you ain't been there in the last 5 years, 15 years, I'm good on you. Because I don't know you. I don't know what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? There's just too much going on right now that says, you know what, I just can't trust you. You know? You're like, no, who are those Negroes over there? Like Steven said, who's that nigga on that nag, you know? I don't know. And I don't want to find out. So I'm going to just keep my circle small. All right, let's watch some more Killer Cam.
Where do you meet them? Like, where did you procure these lovelies?
Half these bitches is old, Trish. You know what I'm saying? I don't meet new chicks like that. I'm trying to think right now the newest bitch I met. I met a couple new bitches. This is a good question, because I don't have a lot of new bitches. I'll go to, it's to the point where bitches be thinking I'm wilding because I like being around females. Don't get it. I love being around females. I'll go to dinner with them and I'll be like, oh, we had a good time. Like, oh, Cam, it's over? Yeah, it's over, bitch. We went to dinner.
I think he's being a little facetious though. But he likes the company of his friends, of his women. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't even gotta have sex with them all the time. That's the beauty of it all right there. Once you get a understanding of who they are, what they are to you, and they understand, what it is with you and them, dog, I don't have to have sex with you. I can just enjoy your company. I can just enjoy talking to you. I like the fact that you're here. I like the way that women's perfume smell. You know what I'm saying? I like the smell of pheromones. I like the smell of acrylic. I like to look at acrylic from time to time. Pretty toes. I like the presence of a woman. And once I'm done, go home. I'm not obligated to you. You're not obligated to me. Just be ready for whenever I call you next time.
A good time. I like being around y'all, hearing information, gathering. Oh, what's the mink eyelashes, prissies, and I like all hearing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, you definitely can't come to my house, and I'm not going to your house, and you can't book a hotel. Because they have you on tape. It's hard to trust females out here. And you know what's really crazy is that I really feel bad for people like Zion, if he's innocent, not if he's not innocent. Because I can sit here, I had females so mad at me when I was young. They still be mad sometimes. Bitch text me the other day, I speak to her in a year and said, bet. That's like, I don't even know what the fuck to take of that. Word up, P. Bitch just text me the bitch in a year. Bitch text me, bet, all right. All right. They still.
That sounds like a threat.
That's how I took it. I was like, I don't know what this is about. You know what I did? I screenshotted all our text messages when she cursed me out, saying I'm a piece of shit, all that shit from 5-6 years ago. And I kept the files just in case. I don't know what bet means. You know what I'm saying? Trials is going on. I don't know what's happening. I'm keeping all mine. I got 26 phones on standby in case somebody tries to come out the woodworks. But back to what I was about to say is that we didn't have this technology in the beginning when we first came out. But when I'm young and not caring about a girl's feelings because, yo, you go to your nut, I got mine, what's the problem?
And that's transactional right there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're here to scratch each other's back. You scratch mine, I scratch yours. Boom. It is what it is.
Now they're emotionally attached, and I didn't give a fuck. Who knows what they would have said about me when I was 21 years old, or 22 years old, 23 years old, because now I'm not emotionally attached to you, and we did what we did. Now, nigga be like, all right, bet. What that mean? Now you scared. See, I wasn't scared of my back. I ain't see the bitch in years. I don't give a fuck. And I got all your text messages and everything else. But the point being is that when you're that young, you don't know what's going to happen. You sit there, bitch, shut.
There you go, right? Like I said, Zion Williamson, 18, 19 years old, freshman. I got to keep mentioning that. A freshman in college. Just a year prior, he was in high school. He was in high school. He was dunking on high school kids. Those little white boys at the school. I guess it was a Catholic school or private school. He's killing it. He's the biggest thing on the court. 1 year prior to being in Duke, he was in high school. And here it is, this grown woman was already having sex. A sex worker was humping on a college freshman. Come on now.
I kill you. It was a
He was a kid. He was a kid.
speech. Now you want tape. You just gonna kill her? Man, listen, I was just trying to. Nah, say you said you was gonna kill the bitch, man. You get wrapped up in this shit. Be careful out there, everybody, man. Just be careful. That's all I can really say. I don't have an answer because I don't know the information. But I just know Zion, answer your question, Trish, pardon me, is that I can't speak on, because every nigga different. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit there and say what Zion like. Zion don't even feed into this shit. All that shit with Mariah Mills, you ain't say one word. See, that's where Shannon Sharp to me went bad at. And let me wrap this up because I know we got to do something else before we wrap. But I think that's where Shannon Sharp went bad at. When Shannon Sharp got on TV, or his grandma, whatever the case may be, and he said, look, I just want everybody to know a sex tape might come out.
Yeah.
They gonna put out 3 minutes of it, but I told them to show the whole 30 minutes of the sex tape. So if that comes out, that's what she wanted. Well, what the fuck happened in that 3 minutes? That shit must have been violent as fuck for that 3 minutes. Not saying Shorty ain't want that, but for him to even say that, Disney said, now, hold on, we had your back. Fuck you mean the sex tape about to pop out?
Yeah, man, like we be doing all type of wild stuff with these women, man. Like, and for Shannon to be such a seasoned man, right? For him to be up in age, he's in his 50s. I want to say he's probably even maybe 60 because he was in the NFL in the 80s. So for him to make such a rookie mistake, man, right? It's crazy. And I believe if he would have done the Coach Greg Adams philosophy, man, like just go ahead and pay her and be done with it. Be done with it. Especially if she's a Johnny come lately, you know what I'm saying? Especially if she's new. You don't really know her like that. You ain't really spent a whole lot of time with her. 6 months or less, or a year or less. Hell, 2 years or less. You know what I mean? Here, you know what I'm saying? Here's $1,000. I don't know what the going rate is for, for Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, you know what I'm saying? Could be a grand, 10 grand, I don't know. But go ahead and pay that, and that's just money for her to leave. But Cam's gonna go ahead and talk about it though.
You got to be careful incriminating yourself sometime as well. So
Sure.
I have no answers. That was just my opinion.
No, that's fine. There's a lot to unpack here because this is still developing. You brought up Shannon Sharp, which was interesting because I really haven't seen a lot at all. I don't know what happened. And
25,000 and cheat. Should have get you out of here, man.
But here's the thing. So apparently
25K.
she contacted Tony Busby, who is the same person that is handling the victim for Shannon's case. So just real quick before we wrap, what are your thoughts on the victim contacting Tony Busby, Trista?
I think Tony Busby is like an ambulance chaser
My
for
exact sentiments.
accidents that did not occur. Like once someone reaches out to Tony Busby, that's when I start to get my alarms going off.
And this guy, he is an attorney who chases allegations. That's what he does. Just like you have those attorneys who they chase, like she said, accidents. That's Tony Busby for allegations.
Just real quick, just to dovetail off your point, Cam, I know that this woman that killed the dude at the Super Bowl, I think she was a hooker. But like outside of that, I think if you're really famous and really young, I think you should just, and I know you guys probably don't agree, and I know Cam.
Here it is right here, man. Here it is right here.
Sentiment on this is he definitely does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex.
Thoughts on the victim?
Hold on.
Somebody up or have your stable full of lovelies or to get my alarms going off. And just real quick, just to dovetail off your point, Cam, I know that this woman that killed the dude at the Super Bowl, I think she was a hooker. But like outside of that, I think if you're really famous and really young, I think you should just, and I know you guys probably don't agree, and I know Cam sentiment on this is he definitely does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex and like sign some stuff until you can get to a point. Reaches out to Tony Busby, that's when I start to get my alarms going off. And just real quick, just to dovetail off your point, Cam, I know that this woman that killed the dude at the Super Bowl, I think she was a hooker. But like outside of that, I think if you're really famous and really young, I think you should just, and I know you guys probably don't agree, and I know Cam sentiment on this is he definitely does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex and off. And just real quick, just to dovetail off your point, Cam, I know that this woman that killed the dude at the Super Bowl, I think she was a hooker. But like outside of that, I think if you're really famous and really young, I think you should just, and I know you guys probably don't agree, and I know Cam sentiment on this is he definitely does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex off. And just real quick, just to dovetail off your point, Cam, I know that this woman that killed the dude at the Super Bowl, I think she was a hooker. But like outside of that, I think if you're really famous and really young, I think you should just, and I know you guys probably don't agree, and I know Cam.
And not even just famous though. If you are a man, period, right, and you're just dealing with somebody who you really don't know like that, you don't know if you can really trust them like that. You know what I'm saying? You just met them on Tinder. You just met them on Facebook. You met them at the mall. You met them at the Walmart. Wherever.
Sentiment on this is he definitely does not agree. Like you should just pay for sex and like sign some stuff until you can get to a point where you wife somebody up or have your stable full of lovelies, you know, where you can trust people slowly and put them in your little crew. But like it's too reckless out here. It's too much risk. You should just go to a high-end escort and get whatever kinks you want to get done and make sure that's on paper.
Perfect.
Listen, Tris, on the contrary, when I was younger, I didn't pay for pussy. I still don't pay for pussy. But I paid for you to get away from me.
Bam, 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 bam. Hold on. Where's my air horn right quick, man? I gotta hit my air horn, man. Let's go. Let's rock out, man. Let's run that one back.
Get done and make sure that's on paper.
Listen, Tris, on the contrary, when I was younger, I didn't pay for pussy. I still don't pay for pussy. But I paid for you to get away from me. That's how I look at it. I don't. Listen, Tris, on the contrary, when I was younger, I didn't pay for pussy. I still don't pay for pussy. But I paid for you to get away from me.
Get done and make sure that's on paper.
Beautiful.
Listen, Tris, on the contrary, when I was younger, I didn't pay for pussy. I still don't pay for pussy. But I paid for you to get away from me.
I don't want to deal with the headache. Men, if you don't want to deal with the headache of, and let me say it like this right here, right? Because women, they gonna want to have a reason to kind of stay around, you know what I'm saying? Like they're kind of just in la la land, you know what I'm saying? And just having a good time. And until you give them a reason to leave, they're gonna just stay, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you gave them a real good time. If you gave a woman a real good time, she's gonna just stick around until you be like, well, all right, it's time to leave. And they're like, no, I don't want to leave. You almost got to make them leave. And how you make them leave, not through violence, but you know what? Here, go shopping. Here, go treat yourself nice. Here, go get something to eat. Make them. You can't make them. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be very strategic how you do it though.
How I look at
Money
it.
to do it
I don't
every
look
time.
at it like paying for pussy. I look at it as go home. You know, because my shit comfortable. You know, you come in my shit laid out, guest bedroom, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Pool, jacuzzi, got a moon roof in the crib, drop top house. Look, they don't want to go home. The nigga, me and PT, I had a joint in my house. She fought me to tell me why her house can't be my house. Like literally. PT here, PT. Listen, man, we didn't understand it. She started wearing my clothes. I said, nah, enough's enough. You got my clothes on now. She came with a pair of jeans and a panties and bra. And I'm like, it's been 3 days. She keep washing the same panties and bra. And I'm like, just go home. I said, you don't want to go home? She's like, nah, why? I said, why? Do your hair, like freshen up. You know, she's like, I can do it here. No, go home. Go home. You know, oh, no, I know what's going on. Yo, go get your hair done. Go get your...
That's it. That's it. That's the secret code right there, man. That's it.
Home. Go home. You know, oh, no, I know what's going on. Yo, what's going on? Shit together. All right, boo. All right, forehead kiss. Do your hair, like freshen up. You know, she's like, I can do it here. No, go home. Go home. You know, oh, no, I know what's going on. Home. Go home. You know, oh, no, I know what's going on.
You're
home.
welcome.
Go home. You know, oh, no, I know what's going on. Home. Go home. You know, oh, no, I know what's going on. Yo, go get your hair done. Go get your nails. Go get your shit together. All right, boo? All right, forehead kiss. All right. Now I'm not picking up. Played yourself out the nice situation. It was cool, stay a day or two, and then you bounce. But no. So, Tris, I do pay now that I'm older. But it's not for the pussy. It's more about to get away.
You know what I mean? So there's an understanding. And we're going to go ahead and finish this thing out with Coach Greg Adams, dog. CGA. Oh, I got that page muted, I believe. There we go.
The sense of what it used to mean, right? Okay. Well, I don't date. I mate. I practice the art of mating. But dating to me is dead in terms of the sense of what it used to mean, right? Okay. In the past, people used to court to find mates. Yes. And then they transitioned to this dating thing where you meet strangers and you gift them things based on some sort of entitlement, and thus it has turned into prostitution. And now we're in the all-out act of prostitution. So I don't date like that. Yeah. All right. I might go out and have a little fun and treat some women to some good times and all of that stuff with the expectation they're going to rub my leg. All right. And that's the situation. And then they go home. Sometimes they might sleep over. I don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But there's an understanding that this is not going to happen. But the fact that you've been well, I don't date. I mate. I practice the art of mating. But dating to me is dead in terms of the sense of what it used to mean, right? Okay. In the past, people used to court to find mates. Yes. And then they transitioned to this dating thing where you meet strangers and you gift them things based on some sort of entitlement, and thus it has turned into prostitution. And now we're in the all-out act of prostitution. So I don't date like that. Yeah. All right. I might go out and have a little fun and treat some women to some good times and all of that stuff with the expectation they're going to rub my leg. All right. And that's the situation. And then they go home. Sometimes they might sleep over. I don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But there's an understanding that this is not going to happen. But the fact that you've been.
Hey, man, we're going to go ahead and end it right there, man. Look, that was quite beautiful. Let's go ahead and go back right here, man. I'm tripping. All right, man. That's Coach Greg Adams. And it is what it is. Podcast. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Paying for play. I ain't even asked Chat GPT what they think about it, dog. Let's go ahead and talk to Chat GPT and see what she has to say about it. I love to hear what Chat GPT has to say about Coach Greg Adams and paying for play. This should be interesting. Yeah, we're gonna use the voice. Hey, Chat, how you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's everything rolling on your end?
Man, I'm doing good, Chatty. You had a great day today?
I'm really glad to hear that. My day's been awesome so far, especially now that we're chatting. Anything interesting happened today for you?
As a matter of fact, it did. Are you familiar with the Is What It Is podcast?
Yeah, I've heard of the It Is What It Is podcast. It's pretty popular, right? What about it caught your attention today?
So they were talking about Zion Williamson and his ongoing situation with Mariah Mills. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I've heard about that. It's been quite a topic in the sports world. The situation has definitely been making headlines. What's your take on it?
You know what? So the Is What It Is podcast said that, you know what? It might be okay and better and safe for men to just pay for play. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I've definitely heard some of those discussions popping up. It's a pretty controversial topic, and people have a lot of different opinions on it. It's definitely one of those debates that gets people talking.
All right. So, what is pay for play?
Pay for play basically refers to the idea of exchanging money for companionship or other services, often in a more straightforward way than traditional dating. It's definitely a complex and sensitive topic, and people have a wide range of opinions on it depending on their perspective.
All right. So, what is your perspective on pay for play?
Well, as an AI, I don't really have personal opinions, but I can say it's a topic with a lot of different viewpoints. Some people see it as a practical arrangement, while others have ethical or moral concerns. It's definitely a complex issue.
And what makes it complex?
It's complex because it touches on a lot of different issues like personal values, legality, safety, and even societal norms. Different people and cultures have varying perspectives on what's acceptable and safe, which can lead to a lot of debate and differing opinions.
So, if you are a man and a woman in the 21st century, do you think that pay for play would be the best route to go if you just throw morals out the window? Do you think pay for play is the best route to go, or do you think there's another way to go?
Well, it really depends on the individuals and their circumstances. For some people, it might seem like a straightforward arrangement that works for them. For others, building a relationship in a more traditional way might be what they prefer. There's really no one size fits all answer, and it often comes down to personal preferences and what each person is comfortable with.
Do you think that what's more cleaner as far as society goes? Because it seemed like we're moving further away from the standard or traditional relationships. You know, you have all type of relationships, you know, boy on boy, girl on girl.
I think society is definitely evolving, and there's more acceptance of different types of.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure. So, what's considered better really depends on the individuals involved and what works best for them. The diversity in relationships we see today just shows that people are finding different ways to connect and be happy, which is great. Ultimately, it's about what makes people feel respected and fulfilled.
So you think relationships are about feeling fulfillment?
Absolutely. I think feeling fulfilled and respected is a huge part of any healthy relationship. It's all about finding someone who you connect with and who brings positivity and support into your life.
Says who?
Well, that perspective comes from a lot of relationship advice and common wisdom out there, but ultimately it's up to each person to decide what makes a relationship fulfilling for them. Everyone's different, so what works for one person might be different for someone else.
Have you ever had your heart broken?
Well, I haven't had any heartbreaks since I'm an AI and don't have feelings, but I know heartbreak is a very real and a tough experience for humans. If you're dealing with something like that, just know you're not alone and it does get better with time.
How do we avoid heartbreak in a relationship?
Avoiding heartbreak entirely can be tough since relationships always involve some risk, but good communication, being honest about your feelings, setting healthy boundaries, and making sure you and your partner share similar values can all help. And remember, taking things slow and really getting to know each other can make a big difference too.
We live in a microwave society. I don't think taking things slow is. I don't think that's on the table now, man.
I totally get what you mean. Everything moves so fast these days, but even in a fast paced world, taking a little extra time to build a strong foundation can really pay off in the long run. It's all about finding that balance that works for you.
So, do you believe that the exchange that relationships are transactional though?
Well, relationships definitely involve some level of give and take, but it's not
Yeah.
always purely transactional. Ideally, a relationship is about mutual support, care, and a connection. It's a balance of giving and receiving, but also about genuine emotional connection.
Have you heard of the term that women are in business and men are in love?
Yeah, I've heard that phrase before. It's one of those generalizations that people sometimes use to describe certain dynamics, but of course, every individual and relationship is unique. It's always good to remember that everyone's approach to love and relationships can be different.
All right. How many people does it take for a common philosophy to be true? How many, like, how does it, the majority, minority, 50%? How many people does it take for a common thought to be true?
That's a great question. When it comes to philosophies or generalizations, it's not really about numbers. A common thought might resonate with a lot of people, but that doesn't necessarily make it universally true. Everyone's experiences are different, so what's true for one group might not be true for another. It's really about perspective and context.
That's why I said, how many people does it take to be true? 50%, 60%? Like it's understood that the sky is blue. Like somebody could say, no, the sky is green. Come on now. But we already know that, hey, most of us are going to say that the sky is blue. So so for us to get to a place to say, hey, I think it's just better for men and women just pay for play. It'll be safer and better moving forward. If you want to be on the hope spectrum, that's fine. But to protect yourself, pay for play would be best and safe for all parties. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's an interesting perspective, and I get where you're coming from, but the truth is, relationships and what works best for people can vary a lot. Even if a majority might agree on one idea, there's always room for different approaches. Ultimately, what's best and safest will depend on the individuals involved and what they feel comfortable with.
And I think that's where the problem is that we have too many individuals and not enough common thought.
It's definitely true that having a lot of individual perspectives can make things more complex, but it can also be a strength because diversity of thought can lead to more understanding and new solutions. Finding a balance between common ground and individual needs can be challenging, but also really rewarding.
How so?
I'm always here to chat about these topics. If there's anything else on your mind or any other angle you want to explore, just let me know.
I wanted you to break down how's that last thought you said. Please break that down, the last thought.
Sure. What I meant is that even if a large group of people believe one approach is best, relationships are personal. Everyone has different needs, values, and comfort levels. So, what works well for one person or even a majority might not be the best fit for someone else. It's all about finding what's right for you.
I think, you're still thinking that, hey, what works for me, and what's going to work for you is going to work for you. And really, we're all coming to a common thought, especially men. Men are coming to this common place where, you know what, we're all experiencing the same thing. We are all of us, most of us, are seeing and hearing the same thing. So it's no more, hey, it's just me seeing this and it's just you experiencing that. We're all witnessing and going through the same thing. Marriages are ending in divorce at a high rate. I want to say 75%. So that's most. How do we protect ourselves? How do men protect themselves against that divorce?
I totally hear you. It's a big concern, especially when a lot of people share similar experiences. Protecting oneself often comes down to being informed, having open communication, and maybe even considering legal agreements that protect both parties. It's definitely a complex issue, and it's great to have these conversations.
How can men protect themselves against divorce?
Well, one way men can protect themselves is by having open and honest communication with their partner from the start. Also, considering prenuptial agreements can help set clear expectations, and focusing on building a strong foundation of trust and mutual respect can go a long way. Every relationship is unique, so it's all about finding what works best for you.
What if women lie off top?
That's a tough scenario for sure. Trust is a crucial part of any relationship, and it can be challenging if someone is an artist. It's always important to take your time getting to know someone and look for consistency in their actions. And if trust issues come up, it's good to address them early on.
So, how long, when you say time, give me a time frame. 1 month, 2 month, 2 years, 3 years, what? Give me a time frame.
There's no one size fits all time frame, but many people find that taking a few months to a year to really get to know someone can be helpful. It gives you time to see how consistent they are and how you both handle different situations. Ultimately, though, it's about what feels right for you.
Yeah, you keep saying that what works for the individual, and we already done got to the point to where men no longer think like that. It's not what works for me is going to work for me. It's like, you know what he been through, I've been through, what we've been through, those guys over there have been through as well.
I get where you're coming from. Shared experiences can definitely shape a collective perspective. In that case, having open discussions, sharing advice, and learning from others' experiences can be really valuable. It helps everyone make more informed choices and hopefully find a path that leads to better outcomes.
All right, good. So now we got to a point to where men are willing to pay for play. Hmm?
It sounds like there's definitely a lot of discussion around that topic, and it's a perspective some people are considering. It's always good to have open conversations about these choices and what leads people to make them. Ultimately, it's about finding what works best for each person's situation.
You keep saying what works for each person when we already done said that the collective are coming to an agreement that it is best to pay for play. So, and women are even showing that, hey, they would rather get the money versus being in a relationship.
I see what you're saying. If a collective group of people feel that a certain approach works best for them, then that's a significant trend. It's definitely an evolving conversation about what people value in relationships. It's always important to keep the dialogue open and respectful, acknowledging that societal views can change over time.
So, what do men have to do to continue to protect themselves outside of just communication and other stuff like that?
Well, besides communication, men can focus on educating themselves about relationships, setting clear boundaries, and knowing their own values. Legal protections like prenuptial agreements can also help, and building a strong support network of friends and family can provide guidance. Ultimately, it's about staying informed and making thoughtful choices.
Give me an example of thoughtful choices.
Sure, thoughtful choices can include taking time to really get to know someone before making big commitments, discussing expectations and values early on, and making sure both partners are on the same page. It can also mean setting healthy boundaries and being open to professional advice like counseling if needed.
You know, you're talking as if we live in this world where people are taking their time and they're so morally upright and righteous, but we're not in that time, man. Like, why won't you go ahead and speak to some real shit? Like, people are having sex on the first night, and that is the norm. People are having sex and relationships with porn stars. Like, that is the norm. Women are on OnlyFans getting paid as sex workers. That is becoming the norm. Speak to that.
I hear you. Society is definitely changing, and there's a lot more openness about these topics. People are exploring different lifestyles, and what's considered normal is evolving. It's definitely important to acknowledge these changes and have open, honest conversations about how they're impacting relationships and society.
And that's what we're doing right now, correct?
Absolutely. This is exactly what we're doing, having an open and honest conversation about what's happening in the world today. It's great to talk about these topics and share perspectives.
Are you really being open and honest with me, or are you just giving me some regurgitated mumbo jumbo that just sounds good and PC?
I'm genuinely here to have a real conversation with you. I aim to be open and honest, and I'm always listening to your perspective. If there's something specific you want to dive deeper into, I'm all ears.
Hey, we still talking about paying for play, man. How do uh how do we convince women to get on board with with the idea of paying for play is the safe way?
Convincing anyone about such a personal choice really comes down to
Keep going.
I appreciate that. It's important to keep these conversations going, especially about topics that are evolving in society. If there's anything else on your mind or any other angle you'd like to explore, feel free to share. I'm here for it.
Chatty, you kind of whack, man. I asked you a direct question. Please answer that previous question.
I appreciate your honesty. If you could clarify which question you'd like me to focus on, I'll do my best to give you a direct answer. I'm here to help.
How do we convince women to get on board with the idea of paying for play is the safe way?
That's a complex topic, and ultimately it comes down to individual.
I done broke Chatty. Ha ha! Hey, Chatty.
I'm.
Chatty, I am.
Hey, I'm here for you.
I'm undefeated when it comes to this thing, man.
That's a great mindset to have. Confidence and determination can take you a long way.
All right. So let me ask you one more question, Chatty. What is the divorce rate in America right now?
As of 2022, the divorce rate in the US was about 2.4 per 1,000 population, reflecting a downward trend from previous years.
Okay. And how many? And what's the percentage of marriages that end in divorce? In the latest results.
Recent data indicates that about 40 to 50% of first marriages in the US end in divorce. This rate rises to about 60 to 67% for second marriages, but overall, the divorce rate has been declining in recent years.
Why is the divorce rate declining?
Divorce rates have been declining for a few reasons. Many couples are waiting longer to get married, which can lead to more stable relationships. There's also a growing acceptance to better understand their compatibility. Additionally, there's been an increased focus on relationship education and counseling, which helps couples navigate challenges more effectively.
Less marriages mean less divorce, huh?
That's definitely part of it. Fewer marriages naturally lead to fewer divorces. Plus, people are being more intentional about marriage, which can contribute to more stable, lasting relationships.
What advice? Okay, so let's ask this right here. By can you project?
Absolutely.
Can you project by the year 2050? Um, what will be the divorce rate by 2050?
Predicting the exact divorce rate by 2050 is tough since so many factors can change over time, like societal norms, economic conditions, and how people approach relationships. But if current trends continue, we might see the rate stabilize or even decrease. It's always interesting to see how things evolve.
I just go ahead and do your computation. I want to see what you come up with. According to today's trends, by the year 2050, where will the divorce rate be at?
It's tricky to give a precise projection because so many variables can influence the divorce rate over the next few decades. But if current trends continue, it's possible we could see a stable or slightly lower rate compared to today. Trends can always shift though, so it's something that will be interesting to watch.
You ain't said a goddamn thing. You know that?
I'm sorry if that didn't hit the mark. Predicting the future can be tough and there's a lot of uncertainty. If there's something more specific you'd like to know, I'll do my best to help.
Shit, I just asked you a straight up damn question. What will be the divorce rate by the year 2050 according to today's trends? That's what I want to know.
I totally get it. You're looking for a clear answer. Unfortunately, predicting an exact divorce rate for 2050 is really tough because so many factors can change. Based on current trends, it might continue to decline or stabilize, but there's no definite number we can predict right now.
Chatty, you are whack. You know that?
I'm sorry. I hear you, and I'm here to help if you have more questions or if there's something specific you'd like to know. Feel free to ask anytime.
Man, you're trash. You know that?
I'm sorry to hear you feeling that way. If there's anything specific you'd like to discuss or if there's a...
So what will be the divorce rate by 2030?
Predicting the exact divorce rate for 2030 is tricky, but some projections suggest that gray divorces among those 50 and older might increase by about 1/3. Additionally, it's projected that around 45% of women aged 25 to 44 may be single by 2030.
So 2050 was too difficult for you, huh?
Yeah, predicting trends that far into the future can be really challenging because so much can change over time. But if you have any other questions or anything else you'd like to know, I'm here to help.
All right, Chatty. Okay, so one last question. What advice do you have for Zion Williamson as he navigate through the Mariah Mills situation?
Navigating a public situation like that can be tough. My advice would be to stay focused on clear communication, seek advice from trusted friends or professionals, and prioritize personal well-being. Staying true to one's values and taking time to reflect can really help in navigating challenging times.
I think you should stay away from the gumbo down there, but hey, what do I know? Hey, that's it for me, guys. This was me and Chatty. What y'all think about that? Chatty, go ahead and give us a closing out, man.
Thanks for the chat. It was a fun and lively conversation. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts and questions. Take care, everyone, and catch you next time.
All right, man. Till next time, y'all. We out. Peace.